Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marjayat TV. House of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts commemorations of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. With the arrival of the month of Muharram, the House of His Eminence Grand Shia Juris Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Shirazi continues to host the commemorations of the Master of Martyrs, Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in the holy city of Qom in Iran. These commemorations were attended by various groups of Shia believers and lovers of Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, as well as religious scholars and activists at the presence of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The lecturers at these events addressed the outstanding uprising of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and the participants recite eulogies in honor of His Holiness. It is worth noting that the House of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi will continue to host these commemorations for 13 consecutive days, both in the mornings and afternoons in the two languages of Persian and Arabic. Yaseen Husayniya begins 10-day memorials of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in Sydney, Australia. Yaseen Husayniya Mosque, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Sydney, Australia, begins holding Husseini memorials during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram 2022. The ceremonies held at this Husayniya will host many religious personalities and the mourners of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. Al-Zahra Husayniya hosts Husseini memorials in Muharram 2022. The Shia believers in Qatif province of Saudi Arabia gathered in the Al-Zahra Husayniya to attend the Husseini memorials during the first 10 nights of the month of Muharram 2022. The ceremonies at this Husayniya will continue during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram. Many cultural, religious, and social figures attend these memorials. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts Husseini memorials in Basra, Iraq. The Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Basra, south of Iraq, begins holding the Husseini memorials during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram 2022. Many religious, cultural, and social figures participate in these ceremonies to remember the sacrifices of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. Activities by Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Mahajanga city of Madagascar. The Office of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Mahajanga city of Madagascar hosts series of Husseini memorials during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram. These memorials are held at the gravesite of the Shia community in this city. This center distributed beverages during a program to increase public awareness about the Husseini movement in this country. Booklets about Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and his movement were distributed in this program. Recent meetings by PR manager of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, Iraq. Sayyid Arif Nasrallah, the director of the Public Relations Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, hosted groups of Iraqi visitors over the past few days. In these meetings, Mr. Nasrallah talked about the significance of serving the school of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. In his remarks, he talked about the importance of reviving the rituals of Imam Hussein. The PR office of the Grand Juris in Holy Karbala also hosted family members of the former mayor of Karbala city, Abir Salim al-Khafaji. In this meeting, the services of the mayor of Karbala, particularly during the 2 months of Muharram and Safa, were appreciated. Arif Nasrallah also welcomed director of the Civil Registration Organization of Karbala on the glorious Eid al-Ghadir. It is worth noting that Sayyid Arif Nasrallah, the director of the Public Relations Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, also traveled to the holy city of Qom in Iran to attend the annual speech of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi ahead of Muharram 2022. During this trip, he also met with Sayyid Hussein Shirazi, son of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. In this meeting, the discussions revolved around establishing organizational activities and the need to keep up with the developments in the world in the field of management of modern institutions and to benefit from the methods and programs provided by experts in the management of religious institutions. Representative of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts cultural and media activists in Baghdad, Iraq. Sheikh Mayyed al-Sudani, one of the representatives of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, hosted Mr. Ali al-Sarwai, the director of the Ahlul Bayt Islamic Thought Center, and Nasir al-Shamhani, the director of the Al-Shair TV and Najaf TV networks. In this meeting, the two sides discussed the cultural and religious activities with the inclusion of the establishment of the Islamic seminary in the holy city of Qadimiyya. Ayatollah Shirazi Foundation hosts Husseini memorials in Montreal, Canada. Ayatollah Shirazi Foundation, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Montreal, Canada, host public groups of Shia believers during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram 2022. The ceremonies were held in order to honor the sacrifices of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, during which Sheikh Saleh al-Sibawayh and Sayyid Muhammad al-Baqir delivered speeches. Abiha Institute prepares to serve mourners of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in Holy Karbala, Iraq. Abiha Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, welcomed groups of mourners and pilgrims of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. This institute also collaborated with several Mawakib in the holy city of Karbala, including Habib Mazahir Center, to serve the mourners during Muharram. Abiha Institute provides supplies to religious Mawakib in Holy Karbala, Iraq. Abiha Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, held ceremonies to honor the Husseini memorials during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram 2022. This center also ran a series of cultural and charitable programs, providing supplies of drinking water and food items to religious Mawakib during the month of Muharram was another part of the activities of this center. In recent days, 80 centers in the holy city of Karbala received drinking water, red meat, and food items.